Good morning or evening, everybody, from beautiful Koh Phangan, Thailand. Wow. This beach where I base myself currently is Haediwan. Truly a magical, magical place. If you ever are in this direction, come and visit my version of Nirvana. So let's talk a little bit about the nature of enlightenment. And it's all kind of complicated in some sense because everything is in the mind. You know, all of reality is really created in the mind. But to really experience that and conceptualize it is difficult. So I think the easiest way that I like to think about it is imagine that you have two planets communicating with the earth, with you, with your mind, and one of those news feeds, one of that communication with one planet is all good, and the other one is all about fear and control and manipulation, anger, ignorance, delusion, whatever. And that the path of enlightenment is much like making your connection with the good side 100% unaffected by the viruses of the bad side. And so, you know, we need to understand that it's not just about sitting back on our cushion and accepting our disturbing emotions, because our disturbing emotions, the more we pay attention to them, the more we feed them. So there's a difference between grief, where we're genuinely going through an experience or a memory, and there's a natural sadness that comes on. But when we throw a whole bunch of victimhood and sadness on top of that experience of original sadness, then we make it a huge problem that it didn't need to be. The same way when we experience very firm nature, that doesn't mean we're angry. Notice I just did that, and it could be a lot louder. But here I am right back into my calm state of mind, because I never left my calm state of mind. I can scream at somebody, but I never leave my center. So one is centered firmness when it needs to be delivered, and then anger is all the rage and, you know, other shit that we put on top. And that's one of the biggest problems, really, because when we get angry at the divine is when we feel that frustration, we feel the lessening of our faith, and we're just angry at our suffering, at the chaos or suffering in the world, and it's sort of, why is this here? And it pisses me off, and so I'm just going to stop listening to you guys. But that's a huge problem, because then we're voluntarily giving up our divine power and saying, I don't believe anymore. Then you're really in trouble. And I've been there several times in my life. It happens. In this reality, it happens. But I'm evidence that if you can get to some point of getting up in your life and still make it through and get out of the whole thing. So, you know, if I can do that, you can do that. It's just a human possibility that we have learned from many great teachers over the, you know, eons. It's old news. It's not like this is new or crazy. Like, they've shown that there is a path. And it's our job to decide if we want to walk that path. And if we get frustrated and angry with the path and say we're not going to do it anymore, The consequences are not too good. I can tell you from my own experiences with alcohol and all sorts of things. It's not very fun when you give up. It can get really ugly. So, why not cultivate a massive, massive amount of determination to get out of our negative thinking and into a space of mind that is eternally joyful, that is spacious, that is free from fear and doubt. Because if that's available to us, why would we ever conceive of staying in some mediocre reality when something truly amazing awaits anyone who has a dream and follows it? Because your dream is your nirvana. You know, your dream reality is whatever you want it to be, in the same way that this is my dream reality. So think about that. It takes some work, a lot of work, but it's also the most sort of powerful and meaningful thing, in my opinion. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. It's very magical. Anyway, be strong. Have a lovely day or evening. I wish you all the best, and send me a message if you need help. Talk to you later.